Thank you very much. I am deeply appreciative to the organization, the American Association of Orthopedic Medicine. I'm deeply appreciative to the Board of Directors for the honor, and I'm very humbled by it. My career in medicine, as Mayo said, started when I entered Chicago Medical School in 1957. Anybody can calculate that, that's 51 years ago. And I did my medical school at the Chicago Medical School. My desire to enter the field of medicine started in high school. And my high school yearbook, written in my sophomore year in high school, said ambition to be an orthopedic surgeon. So long on, way back, I decided to be an orthopedic surgeon. I was able to accomplish my goals. When I graduated Chicago, I went to New York to a hospital for joint diseases. I did 2 years of training there, went to New York Medical College program, and I had a wonderful program at New York Medical College, and then I was supposed to go in the Army, and I got rejected from the Army. I was terribly distraught. I had a back problem. I got hospitalized with a bad back, and the Army wouldn't take me in, and I was rejected from one of my first job applications. And I was hoping that that wouldn't be the end of my life, and it was just the beginning. My brother joined me in practice after he got out of the Army. We were up in the Bronx in New York. He took a look around and he said, "What are we doing here?" And he drove down to Florida, looked around Florida. I followed him down and we opened up a practice in 1973 in Broward County. And we were in practice together until he passed away in 1985. We had a 2-man group, 3-man group, 4-man group, then back down to 2 men. And ultimately, when he passed away, I was in solo practice, and I remained in solo practice. In Florida, I was still in solo practice, but I was doing orthopedic surgery. As Mayo said, in 1990, I had severe spinal stenosis in my neck. I was tingling, I was doing everything that wasn't supposed to happen, and I had this expansile laminoplasty and a lumbar laminectomy at the same sitting. It was only the 70th operation that Frank Eismont did at Jackson Memorial Hospital, expansile laminoplasty. It was something totally different. And it gave me an opportunity to continue because a decompressive laminectomy in the neck is not a pleasant deal. So I was grateful for that. But in 1994, my whole life changed. I had a broken tooth. And a broken tooth got me to the dentist, and he took a look at my tooth, said I need periodontal surgery. Periodontal surgery, I can't put a crown on your broken tooth. I'm going to put an amalgam filling on. And it's not going to last for very long because it's too big, so you better get the periodontal surgery done quick. That night, less than 12 hours later, I was in horrific pain, brain fog, and it lasted for 6 weeks. The worst 6 weeks that I ever could possibly remember. And nobody knew what was wrong with me. But a friend of mine by the name of Richard Keller, who was a dentist, called me on the phone one day, and I was, as a matter of fact, going to do my radio show that I was doing in Florida at the time. He said, "I have a machine for pain. Brand new machine. I'd like you to come take a look at it." And I said, "Well, okay, Richard, goodbye." It almost didn't relate that I had the pain, but I called him up a couple of days later and I said, "What's the machine for pain? Because I'm ready to drive my car into a canal." And he told me to come to his office, and he did something called autonomic testing. I didn't know what it was. He looked at me, took out this little machine. It was a laser, 100 milliwatt laser. It's a mini laser, not much stronger than a pointer that was talked about today at the luncheon meeting. And he put the laser on my neck in different places. 15 minutes later, I had this apparition that a mantle of pain came off my body. And I looked at him and I said, "What did you do to me?" He laughed and he said, "I just opened up your autonomic ganglion." I said, "What are you talking about?" "I don't know what you're talking about." "Where'd you learn this? What are you talking about?" And he gave me a brochure with Dietrich Klinghart's name on it. And I went 3 weeks later, October 16, 1994, we were out in Santa Fe, I'm sorry, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My wife went, a nurse went, Richard Teller went, and in 4 days, I learned more than I learned in 20 years before that. And I found out how seriously toxic I was. Came back home and had all my amalgam fillings taken out in 1 week. And then started the rehab of my mouth. But the big thing that happened was that 4 weeks after that seminar, Dietrich was teaching a seminar on neural therapy with proliferating substances. That's another terminology for Felix to want to use instead of RIT, or prolotherapy, neural therapy with proliferating substances. I went to the meeting and I learned about prolotherapy. At that meeting, Dietrich said something to me very, very prophetic. He said, I was having all these joint pains, and he said, if you learn how to do prolotherapy, you'll be able to practice medicine as long as you would like to practice. And if you don't, you're not going to be able to do much more surgery. October 1995, I was in a major automobile accident. Airbag blew up in my face, broke my neck, type 2 odontoid, displaced, fractured my thumb. It was done, the accident was in New York. They missed the diagnosis in the emergency room. I came home and made the diagnosis in my office of the fracture, and later that week I was operated on by Frank Eismont at Jackson Memorial, and by Ann Ouellette, who operated on my hand. I was out for a couple of months, and then got back to practice doing prolotherapy. Learning neural therapy, learning detoxification medicine, learning nutrition. And on the basis of that, I found my way away from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons to the American Association of Orthopedic Medicine. And of course, most of you know me for the number of years that I've been here. It's been a wonderful trip with this organization. I learned one thing, that orthopedic surgery, orthopedic medicine is not orthopedic surgery without the surgery, like most orthopedists think it is. It's a whole different discipline. And the discipline is something we have unique. It's something that we do for patients. I enjoy going to work in my office. I enjoy trying to find the cause of their problems. I enjoy being able to make people better. And I still enjoy medicine, and I have that zeal for it. My wife tolerates me, my dear wife Leona. We will be married 50 years in June.
All right.
Thank you.
People ask me, how long have you been happily married?
Don't
I said,
say it.
3 years. That's not that out of 50. And the 3 years, you know, comes in little snippets. It's not 3 continuous years.
Alvin, the applause was for her.
He's walking home.
My daughter Eileen is here tonight with us, and her husband Michael is home. My son David is here, and my daughter Randy couldn't come here tonight, but she sent her presents in the form of a stuffed animal that she got for me that says,
Dr. Al.
Dr. Al, Lifetime Achievement Award. So I'm grateful for my children, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for the friends I have here. I stand in front of you, deeply appreciative of the honor, truly humbled by the honor. One other little note, that when Mayo sent me the email that said I'm getting the honor, and I read the letter, the week before I had made arrangements to come up here, and I said to my wife, are you going to come up here with me to Clearwater? It's a beautiful place, it's on the beach. And she said, no, I'm not going because you're always in the meeting, I got nothing to do. So a week later the letter comes in, and I printed the letter out. And I bring the letter into the kitchen, and I put it in front of her in the morning, and I walk out of the kitchen. And so she walks back into the other room, and after she read the letter, and she said, does this mean that I have to go? And that's exactly how it happened. We are very happy that we're here with you all. I thank you again from the bottom of my heart for this honor. I don't intend to be a senior citizen and passing away from having received a Lifetime Achievement Award. I intend to keep myself very active, and I thank you for that opportunity.